Hey y'all, I am so freaking stoked for what we are about to do here. We were so inspired and had so much fun exploring the Ren universe with you. I know there's so much more to explore, but particularly the tale of Jenny and Screech was so impactful for me, was so fun for our team to work with, and was so inspiring to see all of you open up in the comments, sharing your own stories and your own experiences of mental health, both personally and generationally. And we wanted to create something based off of this. Now, we know we're not going to get all of the lore right. We know there's things that we missed, and this is not endorsed by Ren. This is just our creative expression to hopefully honor what we feel is a really, really powerful universe in Trilogy. So we invited Levi the Poet, the amazing, the incredible, to come up with Richard's tale, to explore what happened to the police officer in the tale of Jenny and Screech.
Any units in the area, please could you respond? I was assaulted by a minor. I had no choice. I drew my gun. We have a wounded Caucasian male with 4 bullet wounds down. Please send an ambulance and backup here. Over and now.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm so excited to react to it. And so it would mean the world to me personally if you all would just go and follow Levi on his Instagram. It's at Levi the Poet. His YouTube is at Levi the Poet. He has an amazing Substack that you can subscribe to give back monthly and receive his incredible content. Please just support him in any way that you can because he's an amazing artist. He's a champion of mental health. And if you just want to watch this spoken word, Richard's tale in its entirety without all of my commentary, you can click the link below. But before we do that, before we dive in, I want to invite you to join us. There have been so many people that have opened up, so many Ren fans that have shared their mental health. And if you want to give back to the Ren community, you can do that with us by volunteering to support and encourage those Ren fans that have opened up. You just have to click the link below and you can join us as a volunteer to encourage all of the fans that have shared their story and experience. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so the drinking started a long time ago. It's in my blood, you know. But like, actually, in my blood. My dad,
Oh no.
When he...
Yo, this shit is gonna wreck me. Okay, let's go. Okay.
After that night happened, it got a lot worse. I got a lot worse. I started taking it out on her. She kept on asking me where I went. And I had no idea how to answer that question. She kept on nagging me about it. Where'd you go, Richard? Richard? Where did you go? There's a moment.
Oh, that's so powerful, that double entendre. Where did you go that night? Where did you go? But also, where did you go? Like, where's the person that I knew? Where's the person that I love? Where's the person that I married? Like the feeling of after a trauma where you don't understand what happened to the person in that moment, but you also don't understand what is continuously happening to them over time as you feel like they're slipping away from you.
Where did you go? There's a moment that hits as soon as the real sets in. What is actually happening? It feels like the distance between you and anything collapses. I've heard people say, maybe on a day a parent died, that they felt nothing. And that's it. Nothing. That's the feeling. The space where nothing touches everything and the weight of it. The way that this 14-year-old kid suddenly wasn't. With all that is. And the air everywhere, but not in him. And the lamplight and the knife and the traffic in the distance, the stench of garbage, the scent of instinct, the ringing, the immediate regret, the no, no. And the cold, undeniable yes. And the weight of it.
I feel it. Like I feel the weight. Like I can feel it in my throat. That like the instinct, that part, all of it. When everything and nothing meet. When everything comes together, it feels like time stops except for instinct keeps going. And then immediately you wish that it hadn't. Immediately you wish that you made a different choice, even if there wasn't a different choice to make. Oh my God, he's nailing this. I'm unwell. Okay. I'm struggling because I both feel so excited about this journey and also like so emotional. So I feel like my emotions are like, I'm just like not able to decide if I want to experience joy for the fact that this shit is so fire.
The way I tried to wish the bullets back and plug the blood in. The violence and the wholly empty, ever-present absence. The way the world went silent with him and everything stopped. I cannot seem to wash my hand enough of what could have been off of my skin. So where did I go? Nowhere. Nowhere ever since then.
That is so powerful. I cannot seem to wash my hands enough of what could have been. How many of us sit in that moment? What if I went to that bridge the night Joe died? What if I called my friend back when he called me? What if I didn't shoot and instead came towards? Over and over and over and over. And that's it. There's nothing else.
Nowhere. Nowhere ever since then.
The stuckness.
Are there any units in the area? Please, can you respond? I was assaulted by a minor. I had no choice. I drew my gun. We have a wounded Caucasian male with 4 bullet wounds down. Please, send backup. Over and out. Patrick. Patrick is the name I can't get out of my head now.
Wait, Patrick is his friend. Patrick is the one who didn't answer the door. Right? Okay.
There's not enough alcohol in the world to drown it out.
Oh.
But I've been trying.
Oh, gosh.
Every time I close my eyes, the kid's still dying. And I've still got my grip on Y palmed tight for fear. Please, send backup. I plead, and then to Screech. I'm here. He bleeds to God. Damn it, where is the ambulance? Stay with me. Stay with me. What's your name? He whispers, Patrick? He asks it like a question. Patrick? He weeps, help me, I didn't mean to, and then he disappears.
Screech is asking for his friend. And he doesn't even know that his friend was like probably betraying him in that moment with his girlfriend. He's like, he had like no one in the world. He was so alone. And he's just asking for his friend. He's 14. He's just asking for his friend as he takes his last breath. Like, as his mom, was murdered giving birth to him. And his dad is probably in jail. And he doesn't even know it, but he just killed his sister. Like, he is literally so alone in this world. He's calling out for a friend, and he doesn't even know that friend is betraying him. Oh, and also it's like this moment of like, he is so hard this whole time. Like, he is so tough. Anytime he feels a weakness, we talked about, like, he is like lashes out. And like in this last moment, like he's vulnerable. He's asking. He's really reaching. And there's no one there for him. Except Richard, who just killed him. And is clearly devastated about it. Okay.
Well, I didn't either. The concrete runs red, but not us. No fight here. We are fighters until the... Goddamn. I did not mean to end this kid's fucking... Like, I just turned the corner and there's this, teenager running at me with a knife? This can't be happening. I've walked this beat for 16 years, but up until tonight, yeah, I've pulled a gun, but never emptied one into a life. So the next day...
Oh, it's like, I'm just doing what I was trained to do. I've done this before, but I've never had to face the actual losing, much less losing of a child, being the one who took someone's life. Like, this is what I'm trained to do, but I don't know what to do after. I have to protect myself. I have to protect this city, but I don't know what to do once I did what I felt I had to do, because I wasn't trained on that part.
So the next day, the headlines crucified the cop who killed the child. Just 14.
How irritating that and the first time that he's looked at as a kid is after he's dead. The first time that people are actually giving him the care that he probably desperately needed is when he was killed. And that's only in order to villainize this police officer who was trying to do what he's been trained to do. Like, oh my gosh, the injustice. Okay.
14 years old, the story goes. Same age as his sister, whom I didn't yet know he had stabbed to death down the road. But he was the same age as my son was back home, who ever since then only served to remind me that they both had a father before I started drinking so heavy that night that my wife finally took he and our daughter away. The same age as I was when my mom did the same. Same. No one escapes. But I can put a bottle back, just like my old man and his. I was 6 again the night I pulled that trigger, catching fists.
Holy shit.
Catching fists in the flat that I grew up in, and I guess no one escapes. So I exchanged my badge for a brown paper bag, and when I remember to call my kids, I love you, I say, and no one escapes, and placate myself for abandoning them. I still walk the streets at night. These days there's just a sway in my gait, and I cannot stop seeing Screech's face. After holding his head above the pavement, there was something about the way that his cheekbones cradled this last remaining glimpse of an unbridled innocence. It felt like innocence before the breath went out of him. Gaunt-souled, but there. And enough for anyone who might have seen it to believe that beneath the fury was a face that only wanted to know and be known. And I knew I'd seen it before. Before I started throwing stones and covering up my own. Years ago, my radio cracked, not a mile from where Jenny died, dispatching me to Paddington where some lady fought to stay alive, and this guy, this prick who I was supposed to bring in kept screaming, I didn't want to do it, and I know exactly what he meant. Oh my God! I thought, I am him, and I saw, I am Jenny and Screech and Violet. I am cuffing Stevie and chaining me to the history of my dad and my mom and what my kids could become, and no, please send backup, please. Someone respond. I just woke up to a mirror. I have no choice but to stop running from the ghosts that come to haunt me, or the hope that underneath I'll find the little boy who loved to play hide and seek beneath the sheets before he just played hide. Peeking through the holes before he completely closed his eyes, and please, send backup. Please, someone respond. I don't know how to set my demons down, but I want a hand to hold on to. I am the wounded everyman who longs through hell and help. Please, someone send backup for me. Over and out. Hi, I'm Richard. I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, so the drinking started a long time ago.
Oh my God. I'm like genuinely at a loss. Like that is, oh gosh, like realizing that sometimes you're the monster in someone's story the same way that you can be the victim in another. That he can be Stevie, and he can be Jenny, and he can be Violet, and he can be Screech. This is brilliant. This is life. He nailed it. He hammered that shit in. There's no way you're taking it off the wall. It's emotional. It's beautiful. If I wasn't like so stoked to see what was going to happen, I would have cried. But my joy was too big for my tears. I couldn't let them through. They're like, you're not really feeling it. It's like, I'm feeling it. I'm stoked that I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it so much that I'm like, I'm feeling it. And it is just beautiful the way that Levi tied this all together. I believe that it is like Ren worthy. It is freaking like, Ren, take this, make it a song. Because this is it. I believe it's the entire point of the Jenny and Screech trilogy. Like he captured it freaking magically. I'm obsessed. Like can you believe? Like, oh my God, like we have to listen to that end again. Like I'm hiding. We just gotta go back a second.
Before I started throwing stones and covering up my own.
Like this is
years
crazy.
ago, my radio cracked, not a mile from where Jenny died, dispatching me to Paddington.
Oh, because he said he'd been doing this for 16 years. Okay.
Where some lady fought to stay alive, and this guy, this prick who I was supposed to bring in kept screaming, I didn't want to do it, and I know exactly what he meant.
Like that's what he said after he shot Screech. He said, I didn't want to either. And that's what Screech said. I didn't mean to either. I didn't want to, but it's all I've ever known how to do because I've never seen anything different. I didn't mean to. I don't want to hurt this person that I love. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't know what to do with all this hurt inside of me. Or in this case, I was scared. In every case, I was scared. That's why people act out. That's violence, right? I'm scared. I need something. And I don't know how to get it any other way. Richard was scared. Screech was coming at him with a knife. Screech was scared. He didn't have anyone. He's a 14-year-old kid. He needed something. He's probably hungry. He's probably poor. He's probably lost and alone. Scared that it's never going to get better. Stevie, I don't know. We don't know Stevie's story. But we can imagine that he's on the same hamster wheel of pain that every other character is. That he was scared of something. Maybe he was even scared of who he'd become. Can we imagine how different this story would have been if Stevie called for backup?
Oh my God. I thought, I am him. And I saw, I am Jenny and Screech and Violet. I am cuffing Stevie and chaining me to the history of my dad and my mom and what my kids could become. And no, please send backup. Please, someone respond. I just woke up to a mirror. I have no choice but to stop running from the ghosts that come to haunt me, or the hope that underneath I'll find the little boy who loved to play hide and seek beneath the sheets before he just played hide.
The hope.
Peeking through the holes before he completely closed his eyes. And please, send backup. Please, someone respond. I don't know how to set my demons down, but I want a hand to hold on to. I am the wounded everyman who longs through hell and help. Please, someone send backup for me.
Send backup. Not to lock someone up. Not to clean up. Send backup to help me be set free. Send backup so that I can help that hope in me grow. Send backup so that little boy can be again. Send backup so I can escape this cycle that feels never ending. Because I've seen what happens without it. I've seen what happens when I try to do this on my own. I see what happens when I try to cope with alcohol. I fall further into who I don't want to be when I do this by myself. And that is the realest thing about mental health, is nobody can do it on their own. Nobody can do it in isolation. And that's our tendency, because it's scary to share. It's scary to ask for help. It's scary to call for backup. It's scary to go to that freaking AA meeting and say, I'm an alcoholic and here's when the drinking started. But it is the bravest, boldest thing, and it's the only way to get free of the cycle, is to call for backup, to ask for help. Look at Richard. He fell in. He became the bad guy in his story. He started drinking. His wife was afraid, so she took the kids. But he still made a change. It's never too late to call for backup. Wherever you are, it's never too late to break free. I promise. So let's listen to what he does.
Over and out.
It's the bravest thing.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, so the drinking started a long time ago.
Listen. Call for backup. Follow in Richard's footsteps today and call for backup. It's okay. Who you were yesterday, who you were 10 years ago, it might not be someone that you're proud of. You might have skeletons in your closet. You've probably been hurt by people around you. It's okay. You deserve help. No matter who you are, you deserve to call for backup. So take the step. Right here, right now. You can call for backup in the comments by sharing a little bit about your story, and we'll support you. You can call for backup by making an appointment with a therapist. You can call for backup by starting the 12-step program, going to AA, NA. There are 12-step programs for pretty much anything that you are struggling with. But let this story, let Ren, let Levi, let us leave you with this one wish for you. that you wouldn't feel like you had to do this on your own. No matter what has happened to you, you don't have to do this on your own. Call for backup.